Hey, what's going on, guys? I've been Vastey bringing the review this time of the Marvel Legends Crimson Dynamo Build-A-Figure Wave Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier comes with the head to Crimson Dynamo. And here's a look at Winter Soldier himself. This has definitely been a Marvel Legends that I've been anticipating and wanting for a very long time. We got one in the 2-pack with Black Widow way back in 2010, and it's outdated. It's a very, very nice sculpt, but it's way outdated, and I'm actually going to show it in this review. But this one is pretty cool. Definitely not perfect. There are a couple things that I'm just like, oh man, I wish they didn't do on this figure. Something I want to point out here is, if you don't know the story Winter Soldier, obviously Bucky, he was in World War II with Captain America. The plane incident, he basically fell in the river, and the Russians discovered him, and then they used them to their advantage. And during that time, the symbol that he had on his arm, he also got a bionic arm. He had the Soviet star on his arm. And then after the whole series with Captain America, the Brubaker series, and Captain America died, they repainted the star and Captain America's symbol. So this is him as a good guy. It's not him as a Soviet or anymore, which is cool. I don't mind. I'm just gonna, shoot it like that. But I just wanted to point that out. But the main problem I do have with this figure is the head sculpt. It's just very, very bland and just not sinister or anything like that. I'm just not a big fan of it. The expression is just kind of, yeah. And usually on Marvel Legends, I don't really point that out or have a problem with it, but just for some reason, in a character like this, it's just really bothering me. But I guess. And there's no real paint detail on the arm, and the head sculpt. This is actually really annoying. So I don't know why, but for the joint in the head, they did this weird ball socket, and you can't really move it up or down. I mean, you can move it up and down to a certain extent, but not really up and not really down. But I mean, it's just whatever to me. But anyways, still really cool figure. I'm glad that we have it. You can see the pouches on his I don't even know what you would call this. It's very accurate. You can see the buttons there. I like the shading that they gave this blue. Looks very good. See all his gear here. Some ammo. I don't know why it's brown. It's obviously for this. And he has a knife here. It's a gun that you can't take out of the holster, which I've never really had a problem with. I mean, it is what it is. He does come with a gun. Y'all will show the guns off real quick. And he has an assault rifle. And this is the Punisher Monger body mold. And I've never been a big fan of them not having a capsule right here. But I do like the pants. A bunches up towards the bottom. And then now these clips are brown and, black, and these aren't brown, which is kind of weird. But still very cool. The hair is actually pretty nice. It's just, the face expression that I'm not a big fan of. And he actually has a watch on, which is kind of funny. He's a man out of time. Taking a look at the articulation, the head moves up and down. I showed that problem that I had earlier with it, but it does move up and down to a certain extent. Moves side to side, left and right. Arm moves back and forth, up and down. So with the bicep, double joint at the elbow. Wrist moves side to side, hand moves up and down. It's an ab crunch, waist swivel, and the belt actually doesn't get in the way. You want to tuck it down because it does come apart right here, but just tuck it down so it doesn't get away the waist swivel. Like moves forward, back, and out. So with the thigh, double joint at the knee, and the foot moves up and down, and he has an ankle pivot. Now here he is next to the Toys R Us exclusive 2-pack Winter Soldier, which came out in 2010, and I really like this figure. I still like this figure to this day, and I remember getting him and just being so excited when I found it at Toys R Us. But you can see that he has a Soviet star, and he has the Captain America shield. I've loved the paint detail here, man, and the tube, just really cool stuff. The vest, the head sculpt, I've always loved this head sculpt. And I think that's another thing. I like that they whited out the eyes. I'm just not a big fan of the eyes being shown on this figure for some reason. It's really, really cool paint detail on this figure. But the only thing that really bothered me about this figure is the body mold. It really, really is just limited It's great arm articulation, great leg articulation, kind of, but just his torso is just really weak. But I've seen some people try and swap out the head sculpts. You can't really do that. Let me show it on camera. That doesn't work. It's too small. And I mean, I guess you can fudge that. The skin tones don't really match up. I also do like how buff this guy is, and this guy is really skinny. You can see it, but it is what it is. So a pretty decent figure here. Really like how it came out. I mean, obviously besides the problems I do have, but he's fun to pose around and definitely fun to get him in some fighting scenes and, you know, covert missions and stuff like that. So definitely happy that we have him, and I recommend that you pick it up, and also recommend that you complete the Crimson Dynamo Build-A-Figure wave. And yeah, alright guys, thank you all for watching. I'll catch you later. Peace.